2022 has been nothing but a miserable, eventful year for like the average person. We've had a lot going on, and one of the biggest talking points of this year was the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation case, which everybody, including your dog, has probably heard about. With each trial, millions of people paid attention and made videos analyzing each and every single one of these trials in order to understand the narrative that was happening. However, due to this case being the most popular celebrity case since the O.J. Simpson trial, and this trial flooding the recommendation feed of everyone, including unregistered accounts, trust me, I checked at the time, a lot of YouTubers have been criticized for capitalizing on a trial that highlights serious topics such as domestic violence for views, subscribers, and money. Certain YouTubers have flooded the recommendation feed, such as Gold, but one YouTuber, just one YouTuber, stands above the rest. One YouTuber who was borderline obsessed that he made over 200 videos about this Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial. ThatUmbrellaGuy. Let me premise this video off by saying I have nothing against anybody mentioned in this video, and do not harass anybody mentioned in this video. This video is already serious enough with the subject of this entire thing being harassed to the point where it's actually borderline, not even borderline, it's actually illegal. ThatUmbrellaGuy has been doxxed and his life is unironically in a form of danger. That said, I wanted to talk about the situation, why he's in danger, and kind of give my perspective and my 2 cents on the entire situation. To give you context, Gold is a Twitch streamer who's been glued to this trial since the moment it started popping off. In fact, he was one of the people that made it as popular as it is, and he recorded all of his live reactions on Twitch and then re-uploaded them onto YouTube, and he kind of forced himself into everybody's recommended feed as a result. Because of this, he has made roughly 89 videos on this one trial in the span of roughly 4 months. Now that's a lot of videos to be posting in 4 months. 89 videos on one topic in 4 months. That is a ton. However, ThatUmbrellaGuy puts Gold to shame. In the 4 months that the trial has been going on at its peak popularity, ThatUmbrellaGuy has posted over 200 videos about the trial. I was going to give you an actual amount as to how much he posted, but I lost count at around 214 back-to-back videos about Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. There are some articles that said that he posted over 600 videos about the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial, and while looking through his channel, I could somewhat believe it, but I'm not going to actually take it as 100% fact because it seems like all of these articles were done in bad faith. That said, ThatUmbrellaGuy is really an advocate. Like, he's #1 advocate for Johnny Depp. That whole term of like dick sucking or dick riding, yeah, ThatUmbrellaGuy is definitely that for Johnny Depp, to the point that during the actual court or the whole trial, one of the jury members was asked, do you follow or have you watched any videos from ThatUmbrellaGuy? Because they believe that he had that much influence on the trial. The likeliness of you seeing one of his videos or his thumbnails in your YouTube recommended was absolute. There are only 3 things certain in life: life, death, and this dude's videos popping up in your recommended. That's how crazy it was. His channel is so filled with this trial that I was actually wondering, what did he do before this entire trial popped off? I was genuinely curious if 200 plus, again estimated to be around 600 videos, was about this entire trial. What exactly were you doing before this trial? And I eventually found it. He was doing other things aside from the Johnny Depp thing, but it turns out he's been covering this trial for the past 2 years. 2 years! Even before it was like super popular, he's been covering this topic. Like, in the past 2 years, he has been original, and credit to the fact that he was covering this entire serious topic before it became something super popular, where it wasn't just him trying to soak up views, subs, and engagement. It seems for the most part he actually genuinely did care about this trial, and he was fairly consistent in putting out coverage of the trial while also discussing other topics in between. However, the moment this trial popped off, he posted 200 plus videos back to back about Amber Heard, and this garnered justifiable criticism in my opinion. Once the trial had concluded, Amber Heard and her lawyers had gone on some interviews where they claimed that the outcome of the trial was caused by social media influence, and now Amber Heard is targeting ThatUmbrellaGuy as a result. An article by boundingintocomics.com that came out on the 22nd of June 2022 talks about how ThatUmbrellaGuy is the target of online harassment by Amber Heard's fans, in which petitions to get him either removed from the platform or for targeted harassment, or get him demonetized for all of his videos that he made on Amber Heard. The article tackles other topics of things that I won't actually get into because it seems like the entire article is just a collection of quote-unquote transgressions in order to paint ThatUmbrellaGuy in an obvious absolute villain role, which I kind of don't care. The petition states that quote-unquote these massive smear campaigns have no place on the internet. They skew public opinion, misrepresent information, radicalize individuals, and cause irreparable harm. We consider it a very small ask to simply stop incentivizing the creation creation of this content by putting more safeguards in place to ensure that the content of this nature is not monetized. No, I actually just find it absolutely ridiculous and hilarious how they talk about like radicalizing individuals when they are literally people who are paid, and the fact that one even hired a private investigator to stalk that umbrella guy. I'll get into that later, but everybody is so pro free speech until it's an opinion that they don't like. Then all of a sudden it becomes like a fascist society where everybody's like pro censorship. I just find ridiculous, and it's literally free speech until it's a hot take. Then all of a sudden you guys have a problem, and I guess they're trying to say, yeah, sure, you're able to like free speech shit, right? But you shouldn't be allowed to get paid for it. Which in that case, then I feel like most journalists who write for like bullshit articles, they also shouldn't be getting paid for some of the shit that they do. The people who did the op-ed for the Johnny Depp defamation case, they shouldn't be getting paid either. Because again, if we're allowed to say, yeah, like let's advocate for free speech, but you shouldn't get monetized for certain free speech that doesn't meet your definition of what is okay, what is safe content, then really I don't. And also the fact that this is YouTube, where again we're supposed to be advocating for like free speech. This is YouTube. This is for everybody to voice their own opinions. So again, to say, oh no, you shouldn't be monetized to voice those said opinions, really off. And also, suck my fat nuts. Suck my fat nuts if you think one dude with obsessive content is enough to sway the entire public, the entire world's public opinion in one trial. Suck my fat nuts. Honestly, really, you think a guy with 600,000 subscribers was going to change the entire world's perception on one trial? Like again, 600,000 subscribers is nothing to scoff at. I'm not even anywhere near that. But if you think that one man has the ability to change the outcome of everything that is going to be happening, especially the entire trial, you're bugging. If you're that sensitive, or if you're easily manipulated like that, stay off the fucking internet. The internet is not for you. Because again, really, you're unable to think for yourself. You're literally going to let yourself be controlled by mindless drivel. Get the fuck off the internet. It's not for you. It's really not for you. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So the article says, we consider it a very small ask to simply stop incentivizing the creation of this content by putting more safeguards in place to ensure that this content of this nature is not monetized. Which I agree to some extent, that 5 videos a day on one person needs to be moderated better. But the problem is how? That's the problem that a lot of people have these days, or I have an issue with a lot of people these days because of this certain issue, where they either they're overestimating the power of technology, or I'm just underestimating the power of technology. Because how is the AI, that is the Google algorithm and machine learning, supposed to know when enough is enough? That's my question for everybody. Because what if they just do what they did with Leafy is here? He did literally just clickbaits, but that ultimately got him permabanned from YouTube. So it shows that the AI never truly understands context. It ultimately just got him fucked. It's like people expect the YouTube algorithm to be omniscient, all-knowing, right? It's supposed to look at something and know what the context is and then decide whether to act on it or not, which I think is just, it's dumb. It's dumb as shit. But who knows? The fact that the algorithm was able to be smart enough to pick up and handle the Ackman versus Quantum TV situation the way they did, it might be possible. But again, anyways, back to the article. A Twitter account by the name of @LeaveHerAlone. Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ. There's no ways. Anyways. It added that, please YouTube, take a stand against harassment and bullying and end the monetization of targeted harassment. Ultimately, she concluded, at the end of the day, it does not matter whether someone is a public individual or a private citizen. Harassment is harassment, and YouTube has the ability to become a leader in changing the social media landscape and taking a firm stance against the sexism, misogyny by ending the monetization of targeted harassment campaigns. Then quite honestly, you better keep that same fucking standard to TV shows and late night TV shows that are constantly talking shit towards people like politicians. They're human as well, and I find it even crazier that you expect it, like you premise the thing by saying, let me read it correctly again. It says, sexism, misogyny by ending the monetization of targeted harassment campaigns. Really, misogyny? You're gonna focus on misogyny, right? Just because it's the whole topic of Amber Heard. I don't see that same energy towards like male people who are main target of these harassment campaigns or whatever. It's only when it's Amber Heard, when it's a woman, and you decide to say, oh, we need to stop the harassment of targeted harassment campaigns. No, you only just care when it comes to the whole women thing. And that's an entire different topic that I don't want to get into. I'm gonna just touch on it a bit later, but again, the fact that you only care about it when it's a woman involved and it's targeted, the double standards, it's fucking annoying, okay? Keep the same standards for everyone, not just Amber Heard. Keep the same standards for people like politicians as well. Hey, fuck, I don't like Donald Trump, but I'd still find it weird if you're going to advocate that, oh, we need to remove the content for like Amber Heard, but then you're gonna be fine with every single smear campaign that's against Donald Trump. Keep the same energy, boo-boo. YouTube has this very clear exception in its guideline policies where it kind of says that you can't roast anybody except public figures like congressmen and celebrities. Now, since Amber Heard is a celebrity, she kind of falls into that exception without YouTube realizing it. So even if you want to say, oh, we need to remove targeted harassment against celebrities even if they're a public figure, then late night TV shows are fucked. A lot of TV shows are fucked. A lot of things will get removed from the YouTube platform. That's just how it's like. Do I consider what that umbrella guy is doing as harassment? To some extent, yes. Yes and no. But to be honest, I think it takes more than covering a public trial multiple times to call it harassment. I don't consider all of that as harassment. If he was constantly dogging like, oh, Amber Heard is ugly, oh, Amber Heard is this, Amber Heard is that, then I'd be like, okay, no, that's harassment. Or if he's sending people to actually harass people, which he did not do, unless you can actually cite a source where he targeted people against Amber Heard, I don't consider what the fuck he did as harassment. Now, I genuinely do believe that he deserves some punishment for all of that because, again, it's fucking excessive. But I don't think that it needs to be considered as harassment. But that's also an issue. This is the world that we kind of live in. This is the world where anything targeted towards a woman is considered misogyny or sexism, even if it's valid criticism, or even if it's just holding you accountable, it's considered, oh, this is misogyny, this is sexism. It's like fucking, what's the name of that one chick? Anita Sarkeesian. She's one of the problems.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Really? That's what we've come to? It's pretty damn sad.
Anita Sarkeesian is one of the people who petitions against like Tug to get him removed from the platform. In fact, Anita Sarkeesian was one of the people who tried to advocate. She went to the United Nations and tried to advocate for a fucking, what is this? Internet police. These people who are fighting for Amber Heard, they're on the same level as Anita Sarkeesian. Bro, if you're really that affected by social media, switch it off and walk away. It's not that hard. If you find that shit triggering, just leave. Walk away. It's not that deep. It's really not that fucking deep. Like, they're on this type of mentality. The moment you hold a woman accountable, it's like, how dare you hold our queen accountable, even though she openly admitted to being violent against Johnny Depp on tape and even said, tell the world, Johnny, tell the world that I, Johnny Depp, am a victim of domestic abuse, and see who will believe you.
Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and yes. It's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
You're really going to down the hill defending that person. And then anybody who rightfully criticizes that supervillain monologue as a bigot. I don't get it. I don't get it. The fact that somebody made an entirely new account and named it at Leave Heard Alone just puts me into a hysteric frenzy. I can't. I really cannot. I really cannot. I cannot believe this is the world that we live in.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
And the thing is, this can be said for like stan culture, and I'm going to hold the same criticism for anybody who creates like Johnny Depp stan accounts. Even that umbrella guy, Tug, I still hold the same criticism for him. He's like a #1 advocate for Johnny Depp, and I can understand why when fighting for like male abuse victims, but in this case, the way he approached it was super fucking excessive, so I'm gonna criticize him the same way. I'm going to consider him a stan account as well, because when you have 200 videos back to back bashing Amber Heard, yeah, it's pretty fucking excessive. Amber Heard accounts, stan accounts in general are fucking dumb. I don't understand how you can dedicate your life so much to one individual. It just doesn't make sense. Go outside, do something. Touch grass, touch grass. Look, you look at the green screen right now. Look at the green screen. There's fucking grass. You need to touch this. Stroke it, caress it. Do whatever you need to do. Just go fucking touch grass. Creating a stan account is fucking ridiculous, okay? Anyways, an article from Newsweek released the same day states, by the way, I should just premise this off by saying you should never actually trust what Newsweek says. It's just like CBR, it's already unreliable. It's like Wiki. It's like the same energy that you get when you're in a university and then your teacher says that you're not allowed to use like cite Wiki as a source. Yeah, if you ever cite Newsweek as an actual source, as a credible source, you've already fucked yourself over in the ass. So I'm just saying that, but the article reads, YouTubers' videos dragging Amber Heard may make him up to $64,000 a month, which actually already shows that this article does not know diddly shit squat about YouTube monetization. It seems like they don't know shit about what constitutes evergreen content. Basically, for those who don't know, evergreen content is basically content with unlimited rewatchability. No matter what happens, no matter how long, even years later, you can still go back and watch that content. It's basically like a timeless classic, right? It never actually has an expiry date. For example, news type content like Philip DeFranco, Omni, Keemstar, Scares, and in this case, That Umbrella Guy, they do not fall into the concept or category of evergreen content because they make content that people consume on that specific day and then move on, and then they never have a reason to actually go back and watch that content. And that also creates like a type of like content burnout because you constantly have to update content on the current events, and then unless somebody's actually looking to do some research on whatever topic, they're not going to go back to your content, right? Meaning you won't be getting that ad revenue, you won't be getting all of that attention, so you wouldn't be, even if we highballed it, there is no way you're going to be making up to $64,000 a month based on non-evergreen content. It just doesn't work that way. So right there, that entire article is already discredited just from the fucking title of the article. It shows that the person who made this article, what the fuck is his name? Jamie Burton. It seems like all he did was go on Social Blade, looked at the statistics, and then was like times 12, and this is how much this dude's probably making up a year. By the way, never trust Social Blade when trying to find out exactly what constitutes how much money a YouTuber makes. If you go on Social Blade and you see how much a person's making, they're usually making more. Wait, they're either making more than what Social Blade says they are, or they're making under what Social Blade says they are. Because when Social Blade looks at a statistic of a YouTube video and how much money that content makes or how much they make a month, they kind of look at how many views you make and then they average it. They're like, okay, you're supposed to earn this much per month. But most of the time, people are watching content with ad blockers, so we're not getting that ad revenue. We're not making as much as Social Blade says we're making. Or sometimes they make more when you have stuff like channel memberships or Patreons or like super thanks and super chats and all of that stuff. But that's the only time, or merch, that's the only time a YouTuber will make more than what Social Blade says they do. Otherwise, we make less because a lot of YouTubers getting their content watched without ad blockers. So never trust Social Blade, and never trust this person who seemingly doesn't know what the fuck it means to make money on the YouTube platform. They don't know what YouTube monetization or content creation does, so they just made a stupid assumption. Now, according to That Umbrella Guy himself, he mentions how fans of Amber Heard have been so aggressive in their crusade against him that they actually doxed him. Like face reveal, they found out his name, they found out where he used to work, what job he used to do, and they even went to such extents that they hired an actual private investigator to snoop into Tug's life in order to get some information that could potentially ruin his life.
They've even gone as far as openly, I mean, this is right out in the open on Twitter, talking about hiring private investigators in my area. Why? Because they want to dig into my life. Hopefully they can get me fired from something. Maybe they can target the kids as well. I mean, this stuff, it is absolutely crazy.
This includes false allegations that Tug is a nonce or a torpedo. I have to say that because of YouTube's monetization, and that they assume that he does things to children, which according to Tug isn't true. In fact, his occupation was a therapist for traumatized children, which he quit because he had experienced secondhand trauma, which is basically when you're exposed to such negative energy that it kind of rubs off on you, in layman's terms. Look, now at the end of the day, I don't give two shits about That Umbrella Guy, what he does. However, this is a rabbit hole if I ever fucking saw one. At first, I saw a tweet of him that said, and I quote, "Amber Heard is obsessed with Johnny Depp, and it's unhealthy as fuck." And it was followed by a picture of his channel with all of the videos that he posted about Amber Heard like back to back. And I found it funny and ironic, so I wanted to talk about it on this channel and talk about like stuff like, oh, this is why people are criticizing the whole making videos about the whole trial, because like monetizing it, and also the implications. And then at some point, when I was making the thumbnail for this video, and I went on Google and I typed That Umbrella Guy. And then I saw the articles and I was like, oh boy, this goes much deeper than I thought it would. And at that point, I stopped caring about like all the implications, trying to take the moral high ground. Because to be honest, who am I to be talking about like, oh, I'm superior than thou, I should take the moral high ground and all that stuff. So I was like, you know what, I just want to talk about how crazy things became and how strongly Amber Heard is against this dude. Because at first I thought it was like, oh, maybe it's just his fans. But then when Tug talks about it in one of his videos, he does mention how one of the dudes is being paid by Amber to do all of this type of shit.
I say that this is a paid, orchestrated attempt. I 100% mean that too. This guy, for example, you notice the company that he mentions at the back here? One, Bot Sentinel. Well, Bot Sentinel isn't just some rando that ended up tripping over this case. Oh no, back in 2020, they were bragging to the New York Times that they were hired by AH's lawyers to go out and to campaign for her.
So I was like, nah, this is a fucking rabbit hole. This is crazy. And yeah, it turned from a rant video into this, which I guess is still a rant video for the most part. Now, I always knew Amber Heard's fans were like batshit insane. They were deranged because the day Amber Heard lost the trial, I went on Twitter and I saw pictures of Amber Heard fans who cut themselves, like they slit their wrists and they slit their thighs so that they could bleed all over, and they posted this on Twitter in order to do like some like black magic ritual with blood magic in order to, I don't know, curse Johnny Depp. And the moment I saw that, I was like, yeah, man, yeah, these people is fucked. They're fucked as fucked. They're fucked as fucked. That's what that's the conclusion I could come to. And the thing is, I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to get a community guideline strike for self-harm or whatever. At the end of the day, people are fucked, and I guess you can say that for all of stan culture. But I want to direct this specific message, this part of the video, towards that umbrella guy. I know you care about the topic. I understand why you constantly want to talk about it, and I can understand that your heart was in the right place. Just the way you approached it was, it ain't it, chief. In your words, it's unhealthy AF. So I just wanted to say that the fact that you lost 200 plus videos back to back were on one woman, one person, it's unhealthy AF, and it's actually going to damage your channel in the long run because a lot of people would probably only subscribe to your channel to kind of find out about the situation, to keep up with the trial. But now that the trial is over and you've posted like 200 videos back to back, what are you going to do from now on? That's the question I have for you, right? What are you going to do from now on? People only came for this content, and now that the content is over and you've only made 200 videos, 200 plus on this one person, now that when nobody cares about that individual anymore, what is the future of your channel? That you need to go back to diversifying your content. That's what I personally believe. Let go of Amber Heard. You're obsessed as well. Just like you're saying she's obsessed with Johnny Depp, you're obsessed with her. And as a therapist yourself, I think you know when it's time to let go, or when it's time to recognize that you need to let go for the safety of your channel. That said, if you made it through this entire fuckfest, and if you made it this far into the video, God bless you. Thank you very much for following me along down this weird rabbit hole that is That Umbrella Guy versus Amber Heard. That said, do not send any harassment to anybody. Like I said in the very beginning, harassment is fucking bullshit. There's no reason to be sending harassment to anybody. In fact, go support That Umbrella Guy, because again, they're targeting his channel and they might try and get him removed from YouTube, or at least demonetize him. So you can help him that way. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. Let me know, like this video, let me know if you thought that 200 plus videos on one person is obsessive or not. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like or dislike, subscribe to the channel, and hey, hit the notification bell so you can be updated next time I post. Be ever wonderful. This has been Biscord signing out. Ow. Bye. It just doesn't make sense. Go outside, do something. Touch grass, touch grass. Look, look at the green screen right now. Look at the green screen. There's fucking grass. You need to touch this. Stroke it, caress it. Do whatever you need to do. Just go fucking touch grass. Lyricist of the year, I need to separate myself to stand out. I need a better way to take your fans now. I need to kill you motherfuckers. Tips. I flopped that line, but I fucking love it. I need to kill you motherfuckers. Tips at your head. I be the thingy thing. What is this thing called again? The chopper jam now. The actual likeliness of you seeing one of his thumbnails or one of his videos in your YouTube recommended. Fuck. The likeliness of you actually seeing one of his thumbnails or his video in your recommend. Fuck, not again.